I'm Carrie Kittinger, and I'm a mom of 2 children. Of course, now they're grown and in college, 19 and 22. But I remember when my kids were younger, and they had sibling rivalry. I'm sure your kids don't. You probably have perfect children. But really, all of us probably deal with sibling rivalry in our homes. And so there were times that I knew, in particular with my son, he wasn't a tattletale. And so he would take things into his own hands quite a bit. And so when he and his sister would get in a fight, he would invariably end up doing something that he would regret later on and get into trouble for. So I would have to pull him aside and say, hey, Luke, God's given you, me, and a mom. And so one of the things that I get to be for you is that safety zone. And if you're having struggles and you've tried everything you can do to end this fight peaceably and it's not working, you can come and get me and I will help you. And I believe that's the same with the Lord. When we try to take matters into our own hands when we're in troubled times, we end up doing things we regret. We end up doing things that don't get the results that we need. And, David has penned so many wonderful Psalms. And here in 2 Samuel 22, and this is also in Psalm 18, the same verses, but David is calling out to the Lord and just thanking the Lord for who he is in his life and the Lord being that rock and that fortress to him. But in 2 Samuel 22, I'm going to read a couple of verses here, starting in verse 7. David says, "In my distress, I called to the Lord. I called out to my God. From his temple, he heard my voice. My cry came to his ears." When we call out to the Lord, he hears us. He's there for us. We're not calling out to just an open sky with nobody listening. When we call out to the Lord, he hears us. And in fact, here in verse 10, it says, he parted the heavens and came down. That just kind of makes me think of like a mom, parting the stairs and running up and helping her kids. And so, the Lord, that's what he does. He wants to help his children. When we cry out to him, he parts the heavens and comes down. That's kind of amazing to think that the God of the universe cares about my troubles and my problems enough to part the heavens and come down. Later on in verse 17 in that chapter of 2 Samuel 22, it says, he reached down from on high and took hold of me. He drew me out of deep waters. He rescued me from my powerful enemy, from my foes who were too strong for me. But the Lord was my support. He brought me out into a spacious place, and he rescued me because he delighted in me. So not only does he hear us, and does he part the heavens and come down, but he reaches down from on high, and he draws us up out of those storms, up out of that trouble, and he rescues us because he delights in us. So just like a parent delights in their children, how much more does the Heavenly Father delight in us? So if you find yourself in some times of trouble, call upon his name. Know that he listens. Know that he will go to great lengths to help you out, to reach down from on high, and to set your feet upon a rock. So let him be your help and your fortress and your rock today.
This ideal rejection ideal